Today is all about putting the pink Christmas stuff away and getting ready to finish up our patriotic journal. Hi, this is Kelly with Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. And today it's Tag Tuesday. So we're going to make a tag for the patriotic journal. And I'm using a guide per se. If you're stuck for working on what to put on a tag, Pam at Silver and Sparkle has a template method. Use a main image, add a word or label, a small embellishment, and a topper or ribbon. So this is from Dear Julie, Julie's Hydrangea Kit, and this is what we're going to use today. I'm sorry, it is early in the morning. But I didn't want to wait. I wanted to get this up and running. So I'm going to take and use my Fiskars trimmer to trim this off. And we're going to make a tall tag out of this. I think this is so pretty. And I'm going to trim off all the straight edges. Now, I did buy a small trimmer yesterday from Hobby Lobby, just for doing little stuff. It's more like a photo trimmer. But I wanted something little over here. But this is obviously too big for that. But when I'm just trimming up things, this is perfect. And I'm going to have to do some fussy cutting on this after I glue it to a base. And you know, I'm not sure. Well, I wasn't sure I wanted to glue it to a base, but if I don't, I mean, it's white on the back, but it's going to be too flimsy for a tag. So it really needs trimmed down. So I am going to glue it to a piece of cardstock. If this one's, nope, not tall enough. I have white scraps over here I can use before I cut into anything. But I also have some different cardstocks over here. I think I'm going to pull out a piece of that heavy white. And I think I might have a shorty over there, but I don't. But this will be light enough I can cut across both layers. So I am going to go ahead and glue that down. I am recording this on Tuesday morning, and I had promised Bob, well, last week, you know, I went to Poplar Bluff and stayed overnight, and I went to Godfather's Pizza. They have a buffet from 11 to 2 every day. Every day during the week. And I found out that Mondays is now buy one buffet, get a senior buffet free. And so I promised Bob I would take him to Godfather's yesterday. So that's what we did. Did a little thrifting. Cheaters. I went to Hobby Lobby. I am one of those that likes to decorate even my curtains and everything for the holidays. And for years I've been wanting to do fall drapes, fall cafe curtains for the living or for the kitchen, because I hate going from my everyday straight into Halloween, and I don't have anything for August and September. So I decided yesterday with a gift card was going to be the day that I bought fabric to do those curtains, and I have them in the dryer, the fabric in the dryer now, so hopefully I can get that done this week, because I'm wanting to swap out because my everyday curtains worked great for 4th of July and summer, but not so much for going into the fall, because they're white with pretty blue flowers and hearts and stuff on them, so kind of like a heart grapevine wreath kind of thing pattern on the fabric. And I wanted to do something for fall. So I bought fall fabric at Hobby Lobby yesterday. We also went to Goodwill. I found a project tray to put over here when I want to put out small stuff to work with. And Bob found a leather working kit that he wanted, and It was only $15, but it was a huge box and about that deep. And it had the roller, I mean, it was brand new. It had the roller bag in it for putting all the tools in. And it had all the tools except for a pair of full-size scissors and 2 out of the 4 emery boards it showed that it had. And so he picked that up for 15 bucks. The the scalloping and detail punches that were in there alone would have been worth 30 bucks. So he got a really good deal. Okay, so here is our base image. Now Pam at Silver and Sparkle says you want to get a basic template, you want a main image, you want a word or label, a small embellishment, and a topper or ribbon. So here's what we're going to do. You know I don't like to do anything fancy down below if I can. So this is going to be my embellishment, and I'm going to snip that off just a little bit. Stick is just a little bit too long. So I'm going to hang it right there. And I have this freedom word, and I think I'm going to have to get rid of the star. But that's okay. We can do that. And that must have been on my trimmer. Fuzzy, okay. But we could do that just like that and really glue that down good so it doesn't pull up. And then for, that's actually my, well, I've got word label. I need a small embellishment or a topper. And I think what I want to use is, if I can untangle it, I want to use the red is, well, I don't know. The red might be too much. We'll see. Knock that off so I can get stuff off. See, I haven't even hardly messed with glue yet, and already I have glue on my fingers. But I want to take, and I want to slide that down over the top like that. And, or do I? Or do I? Do I want to come in with a red on the side, maybe? I really don't like that over that bow. But I could come in, if I can get it to separate. I gotta go this way. There we go, that's why I was having trouble. Come up there like that. And so that'll stay there, and it'll bring this out. So let's go ahead and glue this down. Now, Pam was using hot glue for some of her harder elements, and you know I'm not a fan of hot glue because it will release over time with temperature changes, where a regular liquid glue will not. But every artist has their preference. And I'm just going to hold that in place for a minute. In fact, no, I don't have one handy. I was going to grab a clip to hold that stick in place. And then I am going to dust this just a little bit so it pops a little. And then we're going to do this one. Now I could have also used my white craft glue on that flag, and that would have worked too. Come on, get a hold. I'm going to pinch that down so it adheres well. Okay. Then we have that, and then we need a ribbon. And if you will hold that thought, let me look behind me really quick. Whoops. Wrong drawer. We have more, we have that red. We have some blues. That berry red, the off-white. So I don't think we want. Too frilly. We want something simple. Wrong red. Of course it is, because it's the red I have. Red and white and black are those colors that you just really can't match because there are so many variants in the color. I think we're going to skip the red, and I'm going to go back over here to the white. Oh, wait a minute. What have I got for red yarn? No red yarn at all in this box. Go figure. I'm looking for something simple, not an off-white. Let's go with this. It's here. I think I want to use this pattern ribbon at the top, actually. And I'm going to go ahead and snip that off. It has roses on it, or florals, so that works really well for this floral tag. And in a perfect world, I would press that out with my iron, but it's not ready. So, now I do have something from Pam I want to show that she inspired me. It's not something she did, but I was watching her work, and I got the idea, so we're going to do that next week. And we're going to come back in with that. That'll go in our, and I should have actually looked in our scrap box first. But I like that, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that on with my glue. So I want to fold this first, and I want to kind of go at an angle. So I'm going to go right here with the glue in the center, just like that. And hold that in place. Let's try and get past that fold. There we go. So we got a little less to deal with. And then I'm going to come back in with my glue, and I'm going to go right up here at the top. And I'm going to put that right there. And see, with this craft glue, I don't have to staple it. I don't have to tie it. I don't have to do anything to it. Now, what's this one? I don't like that. But I do have buttons that I had pulled for this, and I couldn't find them when I was pulling stuff out this morning. So I'm going to come back and put a button right there at the top. And if I put that button at the top, we may lose this. The button's a little heavy, and I really can't have both on there. So I'll show you that later in the week, because I think we're going to come back on Friday freebie and see what I've worked on this journal, and see if we're going to be able to get it done by the end of the week. In the meantime, thanks for joining me in the studio today. I will see you back here on Friday. In the meantime, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and creative blessings.